Good, let's see, Tuesday evening, Southeast Texas. Welcome to 12 News Plus. I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn. Right now, looking at quiet conditions across our area, looking at mostly sunny skies at Packard La Prairie, currently 90 degrees on the Roofing 911 Skycam network. In your weather headlines, we're going to spend the next 15 minutes and we're going to go into in-depth information that I don't have time to go through during the 4, 5, 6 o'clock shows because I only have like 3:30, 3:45, so we've got 15 minutes. So we're going to go into stuff that you don't normally see. Otherwise, scattered showers and storms are expected each afternoon through the next 7 days. It looks like Friday will be our best chance of rain and thunderstorm activity as we get a surge of moisture from not only the Gulf but also the Caribbean moving on in. So higher chances, some locally heavy rainfall is possible coming up on Friday. Otherwise, every day is going to have a chance of scattered showers and storms. Lows will be in the 70s and highs in the lower, perhaps mid-90s in spots. In your allergy report, looking at moderate levels of weed pollen and mold pollen. Grass pollen has taken a nosedive this afternoon, so some of you folks that have to deal with the allergies may be noticing that. Otherwise, our forecast tomorrow here in the Triangle, about 92 to 93, and we'll go to about a 30% coverage. That's my forecast. Now, modeling shows about a 30% coverage, so I like that coming up tomorrow afternoon. I think it'll be warmer than that. Up in the lakes area, about 93, maybe 94. There's a chance that we may see a little better chance of rain and thunderstorm activity up in the lakes area, getting some indications that we may get a little more moisture coming in, atmospheric moisture aloft coming in from the northwest, and that may give them a little better chance of rain and thunderstorm well, here we go, 40% coverage, so the modeling lining up with my thoughts because it didn't earlier today. So about a 40% coverage up in the lakes area coming up tomorrow afternoon. So over the next 7 days, pretty much every day we'll have at least a 30% coverage of scattered showers and storms. Again, we think Friday will be our best chance across southeast Texas. Again, not much left out there now, but as we take a look at how much did fall today, looking at up towards Tyler County, Hardin County, and maybe over towards Bridge City, some 1.5 inches fell near Woodville and also into south central sections of Hardin County, and watching some scattered showers, thunder showers over towards Winnie. You can see kind of an outflow boundary going off towards the west. It's a rain-cooled boundary because of earlier convection off towards the east that helped produce that. And that is, again, moving off to the southwest. Look at all the thunderstorm activity over towards Harris County. That is ended, and all the high-level canopy clouds are moving over towards Tyler County right now. Otherwise, temperatures are in the 80s to lower 90s out there. And again, not much left over towards southwestern Beauregard Parish, and that one lone thunderstorm over towards Winnie. Nothing severe, nothing heavy, as it will continue to move off towards the west, and we do expect activity to be ending over the next hour or so. So here's the moisture I was talking about, and yes, I am going to draw because it helps to improve what we're talking about. This is the moisture I'm talking about that tries to move in from the northwest coming up tomorrow in the lakes area. The winds aloft are going to be very light, so we don't expect more than about a 30% coverage of scattered afternoon showers and storms. But again, that moisture that is causing the thunderstorm activity up and over towards, say, Waco and back over towards Junction is trying to move in from the north and west, so that it could affect the lakes area. And then later this week, moisture associated with this disturbance that's moving on into Alabama and also into Mississippi and also into Louisiana, it will sling some moisture our way. So it looks like better chances of rain will combine with moisture coming out of the Caribbean to give us a better shot at shower and thunderstorm activity as we work on into Friday. Look at all that moisture. It's got to go somewhere, and we think some of that could be coming into our area as we work on into Friday. But again, as I've been saying for days, we are not seeing high pressure over us. That's why we've seen kind of a wet summer. A weakness aloft, high pressure off to the southwest and off to the south and east. Now that's going to be changing as this high is going to build back over towards the four corners and strengthen as we work towards, say, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. And that will allow a weakness off the southeast coastline for Aaron to make the turn off towards the north, hopefully off the southeast coast. Certainly not an issue for us in the along the Gulf. So this is overdone, but we do expect things winding down. So we'll give it just a 20% coverage the next hour or two here in the Triangle. And then as we head towards tomorrow afternoon, again, I'm thinking about a 30% coverage. This model is just not showing it. And then as we go towards tomorrow afternoon, we may get, with that moisture trying to move in from the northwest, may see better chances of rain and thunderstorm activity up towards the lakes area tomorrow afternoon. We'll see how that materializes. But again, there's the disturbance in the north central Gulf that never strengthened, and we never expected that to do, but it is moving off to the north. Look at this plume of moisture. That'll be headed our way, in addition to some Caribbean moisture as we work on into, say, Friday. There's the surge that we're talking about, obviously higher amounts over towards South Texas as this inverted disturbance, inverted trough moves over towards Mexico. But again, that may increase our rain chances, we think, as we head towards, say, Friday of this week. And with the amount of moisture that's going to be in the atmosphere, can't rule out some locally heavy rain across southeast Texas should some of these cells develop and be tall enough to realize that. Otherwise, high pressure builds over our area towards Saturday, both in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. So we will lower our rain chances to just a 20 to 30% coverage on Saturday, then back up on Sunday. And then, as you can see, on Monday and Tuesday, this disturbance, see this red area, that's an upper level disturbance. We'll have plentiful moisture to work with, and the lack of high pressure, which will be off to the north and west of our area, would allow better chances of rain and thunderstorm activity Monday into Tuesday. So, as I was saying, this never was expected to develop. It's headed off to the north, but again, its moisture will be headed our way as we work on into, say, Friday, enhancing our rain as we take a look at the tropics. So Aaron is being guided by the subtropical ridge of high pressure, and as you can see, that ridge breaks down off the southeast coastline. So that is good news. Hopefully, it's the big question in my mind is, when does it start making the turn? I have included 80 runs, not one run, of one model. This is ensemble modeling, okay? This is what the Hurricane Center uses. Notice how they have their cone drawn to include most of the ensemble members. The pink are, let's see, that is the Jeffs, and the yellow is the European ensembles. So out of 25, let's see, 30 runs of the Jeffs and 50 runs of the European, guess what? None of them bring this into the Gulf and keep it hopefully west or east of the Bahamas. So again, you can see how the center line and the consensus turns this to the north as the high breaks down off the southeast coastline and reestablishes itself over towards the Four Corners. So this is likely not coming into the Gulf. So just put that to rest. Otherwise, on the Gulf tomorrow, looking at mostly smooth seas around a foot. We'll see west and then southwest winds at 5 knots. Water temperature at 92. We're looking at high tides at Sabine Pass at 6:33 a.m. and 7:49 p.m. Look at the sunset getting later each morning, and look at the sunrise getting earlier, no longer at 8 o'clock or later coming up tomorrow. So tonight, things winding down, we think, 10 to 20% coverage, if that. Decreasing cloudiness, mid-70s, low to mid-70s up in the lakes, mid to upper 70s to near 80 here in the Triangle. Then tomorrow, on your outdoor forecast, we're looking at about a 30 to 40% coverage. Highs, for the most part, will be between 91 and 93. A couple readings of 94 are possible. And the heat index is going to be extremely hot. How about 103 to maybe 105 tomorrow? And it looks like a UV index, UV index will be 11.5. Otherwise, we'll see anywhere from southeast to southwest winds at 2 to 5 miles an hour. So it looks like the best chance of shower and thunderstorm activity will be off toward the northwest, up in the lakes area. Again, I've said it, we're watching that moisture over towards Waco, and that way headed our way. So that could bring the lakes area a little better chance of shower and thunderstorm activity up that way. So we'll go with 40% coverage, partly sunny there, maybe just a 30% coverage here in the Triangle. Winds are very light aloft. So if you get a thunderstorm to develop and the winds are light, they're not going to move real fast, so the coverages go down. But if you have stronger winds, that thunderstorm can move, so your coverages go up. Does it make sense? So that's why we're going only a 30 to 40% coverage. Your 7-day weather impact forecast calls for just a 30% coverage, at least here in the Triangle, for Wednesday and Thursday. And Friday, we'll go with that 50% coverage. And again, it looks like there could be some locally heavy rainfall. Now, with the high coming in on Saturday over our area, we'll reduce it to a 20 to 30% coverage. And then as another disturbance comes in from the east, we'll go back up to a 40% coverage Monday and Tuesday of next week. Again, partly sunny afternoons with scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected over the next 7 days. Otherwise, as we take a review, looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms each afternoon, with the highest chances coming in on Friday. No changes as far as temperatures, as lows will be in the 70s and highs into the lower, say, 90s. Otherwise, tomorrow we're going with a 30% coverage. It's going to be hot and humid. You saw those heat indices anywhere between 103 and about 105. We'll go with 92 to 93 across the Triangle. And it looks like modeling agrees with that. It's just too cool. We'll go with about 92 and about a 30% coverage Triangle. For the Lakes area, about 93 with a 40% coverage. And it looks like, again, modeling is a little too warm. Otherwise, about a 40% coverage. Otherwise, as you can see, not much left on radar. It looks like the heaviest rains that occurred today were over into Tyler County, with 1.5 inches falling over towards Woodville. Some scattered locally heavy pockets over towards Hardin County, maybe over towards Bridge City and off towards southeastern Chambers County, as things seem to be winding down. Watching a couple outflows, one over towards Chambers County. Otherwise, everybody looking like things will be pretty quiet later on this evening. Again, there is that thunder shower over towards Winnie, headed down I-10 towards Anahuac if it holds together and doesn't weaken. As you can see across the state, this is the moisture I've been talking about. This is the reason right here that we are going to go with higher rain chances up towards the Lakes area, as it may try to move in from the west coming up tomorrow afternoon, and that may enhance rain chances up towards the Lakes area. Otherwise, we just have seen a wet summer, and it's because we don't have high pressure that we had the last few years. That high is off towards the west and one off towards the south and east, and that has allowed scattered shower and thunderstorm activity across our area. And again, it doesn't look like we'll see a great chance of rain and thunderstorm activity tomorrow. We'll go with about a 30% coverage Triangle, and despite what this shows, I'm going to go with a 40% coverage up in the Lakes area, because we've got moisture coming in from the northwest out of central and north Texas, and that could enhance rain chances up in the Lakes area. And as you can see, that up towards our northwest, that, look at this, works in from the northwest. A pretty good amount of moisture coming up Wednesday into Thursday. So scattered showers and thunderstorms. But as we head towards Friday, the moisture really starts moving in off the Gulf, and that will allow us better chances Friday. As we work on into Saturday, rain chances may go down as high pressure begins to build over the area. Then another disturbance comes in on Tuesday, with chances of shower and thunderstorm activity once again increasing. This disturbance heading towards the north does not look like it will be an issue. And then Aaron likely staying away from the Gulf of Mexico as a weakness develops.